Welcome back, long time no video, and I wanted to show this off since it's electronic and radio related. I bought this EL-50448 TPMS turn-on tool from Amazon for like $12, and what you use this tool for is you go around each corner of your vehicle and you zap the valve stems to get these things to activate and sound off to the vehicle so that it can identify which wheel is at which corner of the vehicle. And I finally figured out how these things work. So these things inject a signal at 125 kilohertz, which is pretty low frequency, into the TPMS sensor itself, which sits on the back of the valve stem. And then that causes the TPMS sensor, if it's working right, to sound off at whatever its particular frequency is. In this case, these things sound off at 314.9 megahertz. I think the newer vehicles use 415 megahertz. So anyway, I wanted to show that. So I've got the RF set at 0.125 megahertz, which is 125 kilohertz. When I hit the button, all this thing does is just sends out a signal. You can see it there, nice waveform. Closer, farther, changes the signal strength. And then if everything's working right, what was that? Oh, 314.9. What are these things? 314.9 megahertz. And so the way these work, I'm gonna balance this thing up here because I'm not gonna be able to do this with my phone otherwise. Come on, come on. There we go. So when I activate this thing with the sensor tool, see those little digital bursts of juice? That's what causes that thing to identify itself to the car. And then here I have one that's got a dead battery. We'll set it up here and do the same test. And nothing happens. So this simply the battery died. That's why these are out of the vehicle now. 3 of the 4 of them are dead. So I'll put the good one back up here and do this one more time. Balance it there. And when this thing picks up a signal, it causes this thing to sound off. You can see it doing it right there. So that's the demystification of how one of these tools works. Injects a signal, causes this thing to wake up and say, hey, I'm here. And then the vehicle, depending on which vehicle you're doing this for, will be smart enough to figure out which corner that wheel is on so that you can monitor your tire pressure accurately. Anyway, hope that helped.